Hi, in this video, we are going to demonstrate a step-by-step how to set up a knowledge base using my Falcon knowledge management engine. Uh, in order to start this tutorial, we first need to set up data domains. Data domains are similar to categories, where it helps us categorize the training documents we provide to our agents. So for this demonstration, we will create three data domains, one for our services, one for our integration and mentorship programs, and one for our job roles that we use in our hiring and team setup. And later on, we will use these data domains to feed the data to our knowledge base. So now that we created the data domain, we head to our training section, so training document section, to start adding the training documents or training targets. And we start with providing web documents or web pages. So for our web services, we start providing the URL to the pages, and the system will automatically uh, extract the content from those web pages. And we need to categorize the domains that the pages belong to. In this case, obviously, they are going to be services. And once we provide the free services we provide, which are data analytics and BI, data science and AI, and digital transformation, the system will automatically extract the content from those pages, given that we have the right robot.txt permission. If there isn't a robot.txt permission, the system will raise an error, and it will not allow us to scrape the contents. So you can see the first file that we added for data analytic and BI. It has passed and is creating the vector store for us. So once we finish setting up those data, then we move to our setting up our integration and mentorship domain. So for that, we will provide a link to the YouTube video we have for our integration and mentorship program. And the system will go and grab the transcription, title, and description of the YouTube video and all the tags associated with it. And then it will add it to the integration and mentorship data domain. So these were about web links and some of uh, the 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 link facility, but we now want to upload two files for our job role domain as well. So we have one for our data scientist job description role. That is going to be a Word document that we add. And then there is going to be a senior AI engineer role that we have as well that we added to the knowledge base. And once we do that, we can then move to one of the more advanced features we have. For integration and mentorship, we would like to add some of our WordPress blog pages or some of our pages from our WordPress site. So for that, we need to head to the data sources section of the knowledge base and set up a target for our WordPress site. So we go to data sources, we add our WordPress site. The knowledge engine in the background goes and index all the blogs or posts that are publicly accessible for our blog, and then he adds the index to our pre-training document list that we need to go and manually approve which pages we want to add or which one we want to reject, because obviously we might not want to add all the pages. So in this purpose, we just want the integration pages and mentorship pages that we want to add. So we select the thumbs up button that approves it, and then it shows us some description summary. We select the domain and we can then approve the target, and ultimately that page will then be added to our training set for for our knowledge engine to use. We do the same thing with our mentorship program, and it will be then queued, we added to the queue for processing. Here we can reject as well. It's a document we don't want to see again. And yeah. And once we do that, once we set up all the training documents, we need to create context engine. Context engine job is to extract data from the knowledge base and then feed it into AI agents that request access to the context engine. It also has some privacy features that we can expand on our other videos, but the ultimate job of context engine to make sure that the person who is accessing, requesting access to the data has the right authorization to do so, and also make sure that the data that we extract is based on the method we want. So if we want to just do a basic knowledge search or graph knowledge search, or we may want to do some data analytics. At the moment, we only support knowledge search, but the aim of the system is that it provides some more advanced predictive analytics capabilities as well. So the context engine can provide some trend analysis, some sentiment analysis, or some other features in the future. So we provide the instruction of what the data entails. In this case, was internship, kind of our integration and mentorship program. We do the same for our services. The instruction is mainly providing some additional information, general information about the content that will be attached to the domains we or the purpose of the context engine, and we can then yeah, set it up, and we attach the right data domain for the context engine. And we can attach multiple domains to the context engine. So if there's a job that the context engine needs to do based on multiple data domains, it can do that as well. But in this case, we keep it simple and we just provide one data domain per context engine. So now we also do the for our job roles, we provide the context engine instruction and we map it to the right data domain. Please note that you only need to do these once. Once you set the context engine and data domain, you simply just need to provide more training data if required. And once you set up the agents, the context engine, then everything else is handled in the background and you don't need to do this. So this 30 minutes that you have for this video or 10 minutes per agent is basically all you have to do to set up the data flow, and the rest will be handled seamlessly in the background. So now here we are adding the instruction of what is part of the data domain that, or the data, what is the job that the context engine needs to do and what data domain they have, and we are done here with context engine. So you can see all the and you see by default is a knowledge search capability. In the future, we may have some other features that we add. Now that the context engine is created, the next part is to actually create the agents. And for our purposes, we will create we start with content writing agents. So it's like a blogger. We want to create content for our blog, and we give it a name that we can identify the agent later. We provide the instruction. In the instruction, we can provide what it does, what format it needs to produce, some tone, language, and also greeting. Greeting is very important. And in this instruction, I intentionally have omitted the greeting part. So I want to show how important it is that you put the greeting as in the instructions. So we then attach the context engine. AI actions are parts that you can automate some task or trigger some task from the agent itself. So agent can handle some automation tasks. They can be defined in the tool, but we do a separate video on that because it's a lot for one video. You select the model, so based on the GPT, at the moment we only support GPT, and you set the privacy setting as well. And then we explore how we can integrate this agent with different interfaces. We provide a website widget that you can copy the script and include in any web pages, or we provide a model context protocol that can be used for external LLM or AI agent systems. But for this case, I copy paste this script into a web page, and we then go to the web page and interact with the agent in there using the chat interface. The expectation here is that because it's a private agent, the widget will reject our request and will not respond to us. This is one of the functionalities that you can only have it as a private uh, agent, and that basically means you can only interact with it through our web console or through our MCP protocol that you authenticate who you are and you have the key to unlock the box. So here we go back and set it to public. Then we go back to the page again and we are able to interact with the widgets there. And if you remember, we mentioned that I didn't set up the greeting properly. So now when we say hi, the agent just execute the task that we instructed it to do without any attention that is a greeting section. But it's very generalized. It didn't put it in the any context that is useful. So I think this is why it's so important, the instruction to be right. So I think with the next agent we create, we actually set up the greeting, and you see how much difference it actually makes, because it actually set the state of the agent that you can set a greeting that basically triggers the user to ask a question or ask. You can have a preset responses that you can set the agent to respond, and then I can then ask, oh, can you write a blog post for me? It will then trigger the instructions and do it for me. So this is one of the functionalities that it can do. But there are other interfaces as well. So we mentioned the MCP. We get back to the MCP later because that's the most powerful one. But you can see the results. He created the blog, he created the content, he provided some reference to the services that My Falcon Limited does based on the context he has, the knowledge he has of our services, and he provided the keywords and accepts for our WordPress site that we can then copy paste and use for our web pages. If we had AI action here, we could offset, just send an email to our editor so he can post it for us. But here we also can attach contact, kind of interact with the same AI agent privately on the web console by clicking on the AI agent on the left hand side. You can create a private thread and you can just talk to it. Whether it's private or public doesn't matter, because it should work here and it's your private system or thread. So if you have private data like email or files that you provided using the My Data section, then you can only ever access it here in this thread here, because the context engine automatically can authenticate or authorize that you are authorized to uh, kind of access the files, because it recognizes you as the owner of the files and it only provides you access to them, but it blocks access to everyone else. So that's another reason why we had context engine in the first place. So now I ask the same similar manner. I ask the question. It provides me with the blog post here, and I can just conversate here, and it will be saved for me. So when I come back, I can actually have it here. And yeah. So I think one of the features I will uh, showcase to you here now as well is I will block this agent to private again, and I want to just test that the context engine is able to disable the access to the chats, because we previously had a session that the agent was talking to us on the website, but it was at the public settings. But now I change it to private, and go back to the widget again without refreshing the page, and see how reactive the agent is. You see, I go to the internal web console. I ask a question: can you add more detail to the last article? And obviously, as expected, it should give me the response with no blocking or hesitation, because I'm an authenticated and authorized user, and I can access it privately. So in this case, if you have users added to your account, they will all have access to the private agents that you create for your company, but no one from outside can access the chat. This is private to the user itself. Now I go to the widget. I ask exactly the same question. The expected response is, sorry, I'm private, I can't answer. The engine is private, I'm not able to answer. So you managed to switch off the pipe completely for that agent. Although you had a active session with them, but you blocked it. Uh, Now we can go and create the next agent. So the next agent is our sales assistant agent. So we follow the same instruction. We add the name, we add the instructions, and and for this agent, we actually add we want to add more details. So we have details about how to book an appointment with us, and we don't want to be too pushy. We say only uh, provide the booking page if asked, and we also provide some language instruction to make sure that we respond with UK English. But then we also add the greeting here to make sure that we fixate the greeting, to make sure that the agent greets the customer properly, set the state of the agent properly. And we follow the context engine. We then can select the right context engine, which is very similar to our content writing agent. And again, we are not going to set an action here, and so we are not going to. We set the context engine. We skip the actions for now, the same model, and we make it public. And then we want to interface it with our widgets functionality. So we set up the widget on the web page, and we go, once I finish copying to the web page, we can then go to the web page and greet it. And first we need to refresh the page to make sure that the session is refreshed with the new agent, and we greet it. Here the greeting should be what we provided in the context, and then also we start asking some questions about the services, and he should be able to guide us, and also follow the instruction on our booking pages and some of the additional settings we had. As you can see, it's not providing the booking page because I didn't ask, but once I ask, he provides the booking page. And if we had AI actions here, this was a place we could have added. So it takes the booking automatically or set up the booking automatically. But that's something for another call, of another video. So now we go and try our MCP server, and we've set up the MCP server with the OpenAI uh, platform, and we basically add the MCP server, and we set up the MCP, and we use the access token that is provided. So the purpose of MCP is to integrate our system with external services. So if you use Vertex AI, Amazon Bedrock, Copilot Studio to create AI agents, or even if you use a script, Python script to create AI agents, you should be able to integrate with any MCP client and connect to our MCP server and ask prompted like you do with our chat engine. So we will see it now. So it recognizes the MCP server, and then you can add it. You provide some system instruction on how to use the MCP server. Then you ask, you chat with it like you did before with our widget and the web agent, and you will see that, yeah. So you will see the response, uh, and it will ask for approval because we in the MCP setup we asked it to always ask, so you can see retrieve the knowledge and retrieve the right web pages and the links, and also was able to answer the question we had. Obviously, we can provide more instructions in our instruction at the end, and it will impact this response here. And now we ask about the booking. Again, you see, he didn't provide me with a booking link. When I ask, he will provide me with a booking link that I can go and okay, cool. So now we go to the next agent. We create an onboarding agent. We want to create a very basic onboarding agent. We don't want to uh, uh, we don't want to go into too much details here. So we create an AI agent that basically retrieves all the services, mentorship services, all the service pages we added, and the job specifications we had, and we'll be able to guide the data science or AI engineers we come in, we onboard, to guide them through the resources. Here we only provide some key responsibilities and key sections, and but in a real case scenario, we want to provide more details like TNC privacy and some SharePoint sites or contacts. So now we go to our threads and we can start interacting with the chatbot that we just created, or AI agent we just created. You see the thread has been created, so I can start talking, and you can see there is a greeting set up here, and the agent is able to set the expectation up front and make sure that it's only serving the purpose that it was built for, helping data scientists, AR data engineers, and then he it's able to uh, follow the instruction we were providing into onboarding the member of the staff. But one of the key instructions here that needs tuning, I think, is the level of details that is provided on the onboarding session. And also, there was one instruction that said the person who's getting onboarded needs to provide a description of their role, and it was instructed to refuse kind of hypothetical or sumptuous instructions. or role descriptions. So here, when the person is not providing unsure or a bit hypothetical role description, it keeps asking them to provide the role description from their perspective, and until it does, the tool continues asking. Yeah, you see here like the comments or the prompt is actually saying I was told. So it has some level of uncertainty about the role description. So the AI agent doesn't accept it as a fact, kind of a certain role description. So it keeps prompting back that please provide the role description. Yeah. So here, when I specifically say what my role is, the agent will accept my answer and uh, provide. And this was a specific instruction that I gave to the tool that do not make sure you take the role description, uh, so the agent is able to probe and get the answer from the user.